On April 15, 2024, the administrative framework for earning the CISSP certification was restructured. The legacy, linear exam format was permanently retired. Candidates sitting for the test no longer face a static, predictable list of questions. The new global standard for the certification is Computerized Adaptive Testing, or CAT. This format delivers a variable-length exam, generating anywhere from 100 to 150 questions per session. Regardless of the final question count you receive, you face a rigid, hard limit of exactly 3 hours to complete the test. This adaptive model is deployed internationally, available in English, Chinese, German, Japanese, and Spanish. Because the test adapts to you in real time, relying on standard pacing tricks or rote memorization of previous exams is an active liability. These shifting constraints mean that candidates must account for the behavior of the delivery software itself, alongside a traditional mastery of the security domains. The exam evaluates a common body of knowledge divided into 8 distinct security domains. The April update specifically recalibrated the grading weights across these distinct subject areas. This chart shows the newly updated syllabus weights. The primary domain, security and risk management, expanded to cover 16% of the exam. Conversely, the focus on software development security contracted to 10%, shifting the overall balance of the test material. Alongside these weight adjustments, the revision incorporated several modern enterprise IT concepts directly into the blueprint. On the infrastructure side, the syllabus now covers operational technology, high-performance computing, and Compute Express Link. For software and policy, the exam tests your knowledge of software bills of materials, SASE, and newly updated privacy laws. We can verify these exact syllabus expansions directly from the official ISE's 2 literature, which details the newly required topics. These additions demonstrate that the CISSP treats security as a holistic enterprise risk function. Candidates can no longer operate in specialized, isolated technical silos. The core mechanism of the computerized adaptive testing algorithm is that it evaluates your proficiency in real time. The computer dynamically selects the very next question based entirely on the accuracy of your previous answers. Looking at this decision tree, as you demonstrate competency by logging correct answers, the algorithm spikes the pathway upward into higher difficulty tiers. If you answer incorrectly, it drops the difficulty level, signaling to the algorithm a lack of proficiency in that specific area. This creates the most critical physical constraint of the CAT format. You cannot skip forward, and you cannot return to previous questions. Once an answer is submitted, it is permanently locked. Because the test is designed to find your absolute upper limit, you are constantly pushed to the edge of your knowledge. As a result, even high-performing candidates will consistently feel like they are failing. The psychological pressure is a known variable. The official study guide even includes a warning regarding the algorithm's design, explicitly telling test takers, "Don't let that unnerve you." As the algorithm tests you, you will face standard multiple-choice questions. You will also encounter what CISSP calls advanced innovative questions, specifically drag-and-drop and hotspot formats. These are scored identically to traditional multiple-choice questions and possess only one correct answer. The CAT format is a psychological endurance test designed to efficiently map the exact boundaries of your competence. Failing the CAT exam triggers immediate logistical and administrative consequences. CISSP enforces strict mandatory cooling-off periods before you are legally allowed to sit for the test again. Failing your first attempt results in a mandatory 30-day lockout from the testing center. A second failure escalates the penalty, doubling the lockout to 60 days. A third failure, or any subsequent attempt, triggers a strict 90-day lockout. Beyond the wait times, CISSP imposes a hard administrative cap. You are physically prevented from taking the test more than 4 times within any rolling 12-month period. To avoid this, the official literature recommends a strategic countermeasure. You should consistently score an 80% baseline on practice tests before risking an official attempt. Failing the CISSP is a serious logistical hazard that can stall a professional's promotion track or hiring timeline for up to a year. There is a central misconception regarding this certification. Passing the 3-hour exam does not legally grant you the title of CISSP. Candidates must clear a mandatory real-world barrier. You have to prove you possess at least 5 years of paid work experience in the information security field. This experience must be paid, either full-time or part-time. cover activities in at least 2 of the 8 domains, and it explicitly excludes volunteer work. You can reduce this barrier through an educational waiver. Holding a 4-year bachelor's degree waives 1 year of the work requirement. Alternatively, holding an approved secondary certification from the ISC Square list also waives 1 year of the requirement. These waivers are strictly non-stacking. If you hold both a degree and a credential, you are still capped at 1 waived year, leaving 4 mandatory years of experience. If you pass the exam early in your career without the necessary experience, you are placed into the Associate of ISC Square pipeline. Associates are granted a rigid 6-year countdown timer to accumulate, verify, and submit their required work hours. Once you finally earn the credential, you enter the permanent operational reality of the certification. It must be actively maintained. Maintenance requires a dual commitment, an annual $135 fee, and the mandatory accumulation of 120 continuing professional education, or CPE, credits every 3 years. The exact parameters of this ongoing burden are confirmed directly in the source text, detailing the exact fees and credit hours required to stay in good standing. Maintaining the CISSP credential requires a continuous life cycle of verified experience, ongoing education, and a persistent financial commitment to the cybersecurity profession.